总统蔡英文上午接见德国国会犹太小组主席威尔虚所率领的跨党派代表团，这是疫情爆发后第一个德国访团，不仅是官方正式出访性质，也是继法国国会访团后又一个欧洲国家展现对台湾的支持。
Wir haben auch im Deutschen Bundestag zu verschiedenen Anlässen deutlich gemacht, in Aktuellen Stunden, in Debatten, dass wir es für nicht akzeptabel halten, wenn Sie auch von einem Nachbarn bedroht werden, mit militärischer Gewalt in eine nicht gewollte Zusammenarbeit gezwängt zu werden. Und da ist der Deutsche Bundestag auch sehr eindeutig gewesen in der Ablehnung.
近来世界局势发生许多重大的变化，我们也依然共同面对包括气候变迁以及威权主义扩张等严峻的挑战。也正因为如此，所有民主国家更应该团结合作，共同捍卫民主自由价值的坚定防线。
台湾与德国今年签署多项合作协议，包括能源转型、金融监理、转型正义等等。德国国会犹太小组主席威尔虚也强调，台湾的民主自由展现在台湾的经济成功上。
Wichtigster Handelspartner in Asien, was bei der Größe des Landes im Vergleich zu anderen Ländern sehr beachtlich ist. Sie sind Platz 22 insgesamt der Statistik der Welthandelsnationen. Und das geschieht mit Fleiß, mit Intelligenz und mit Forschung an der Spitze. Die ganze Welt schreit nach Digitalisierung und wie sollten wir das erreichen ohne die Halbleiter, die hier in Taiwan produziert werden.
德国访团接下来会前往立法院与台德议会议员友好协会的成员会面，并拜访台南科学园区，与厂商代表交流。新唐人亚太电视胡宗汉、郑永如台湾台北报道。
Since the COVID pandemic began 2 years ago, a strict zero-COVID policy has been implemented in China, making it harder for local authorities to pay their bills. Recently, many cities on the mainland have been doing tax audits. Hainan province is the first to target high-income individuals for tax scrutiny. Hainan will choose 50 audit objects at random to do in-depth self-check-ons. Netizens thought that because local budgets were tight, the authorities had no choice but to aim at the rich to cover the deficit. There's a term called double high groups, which means high net worth and high income groups. The Hainan Tax Agency announced last Wednesday, September 22nd, that tax audits for these double high groups would start this year. And the tax inspection method will be double random. The investigation will last until October 9th and will look into 50 audit items. Important inspection objects are analyzed and screened based on risk as part of the taxpayer's self-inspection. Double randomization and one disclosure is a new approach to tax audits that have been pushed in recent years. It means that inspection objects and law enforcement inspectors are chosen randomly throughout the supervision process, and random inspections and investigations are made public at the right time. The double high category has been the most common group of people who cheat on their income taxes. However, tax breaks for this group are used to get people to invest in some parts of the mainland. Experts expose the scheme. Shai Tian is a professor at the University of South Carolina. He says the tax inspections have become more strict in Hainan province. On the surface, it is to investigate tax evasion. But in reality, the growing local fiscal deficit is its crucial motive. Professor Shi Tian said, even large international cities like Shanghai run into financial deficits. Of course, this is related to the fact that the Chinese economy focuses on developing real estate in an unusual way. The entire Chinese economy is in a sharp decline along with the implementation of Xi Jinping's zero-COVID policy. This has caused the entire industrial production chain to be closed. Economic recession, financial revenue decline, local governments are forced to take money from the rich or specifically target other groups of people for money. Professor Shi Tian said local authorities make money when taxing double high people. Professor Shi Tian said, in fact, tax evasion is a very common problem in China. It depends on whether you pay a bribe to open a back door or to avoid other tax channels. There are also new taxes and fees being added all the time to impoverish Chinese people to the utmost. It's a heavy load for a business owner or small business. If you pay taxes exactly like that, you won't be able to survive, so you can't avoid tax evasion because there are too many unfair and random taxes. According to China's audit report from 2018 to 2021, more than 550 high-income people in 22 provinces and cities avoid paying more than $660 million, 4.722 billion yuan in personal taxes. In March 2021, China came out with a report saying that double high personnel should have more tax and fee oversight. Then, tax officials from several counties looked into the live broadcasting and entertainment industries. Chinese media says that last year, tens of thousands of live broadcasters have proactively paid their taxes without reminder. Huang Shikong is a Taiwanese economic expert. He said there's one more reason why China's finances are in the worst shape they've ever been. Especially local governments are already having trouble paying their bills. Because they have to pay for COVID measures costs in recent years, from testing for nucleic acids to sending out medical workers to maintaining stable personnel and material resourcing. Huang Shikong added, this has put a lot of strain on the local budget, so the local government has put in place some policies to find ways to get more money from the people. Due to China's strict zero-COVID policy, 31 provinces in China have budget deficits in the first half of this year. Compared to last year, the first 8 months this year saw a 6.5% drop in local government revenue. In some places, government workers haven't been able to get paid. Different places have used random fees, fines, and appointment to bring in tax money. Huang Shikong thinks high-income groups will be audited like this to extract more money, and the practice will soon become commonplace.
October 1st marked the 73rd anniversary of China's National Day, and to protest the CCP's violation of human rights, Tibetans, Uyghurs, and Hong Kongers held a rally in London. Some protesters set fire to the red 5-star flag outside the Chinese embassy. According to VOA News, about 300 protesters marched from Piccadilly Circus in central London to the Chinese embassy, a mile away. Before arriving at the Chinese embassy, they chanted slogans condemning China's human rights violations, asking for an end to the persecution of Tibetans, Hong Kongers, Uyghurs, and Mongolians, and calling for Taiwan's independence. Only 2 security officers were on duty when the protesters arrived at the Chinese embassy. Some demonstrators set down a Chinese flag outside. They threw filth on the 5-star red flag, placed it on the ground, and then set it on fire. Afterward, local police officers arrived at the scene to extinguish the fire. Some protesters targeted the embassy's windows using laser pens and flashlights. Hong Kong protester Pete and a group of Hong Kongers held signs and banners accusing China of infiltrating social media. He told VOA that China controls people on social media, and they are not allowed to publish statements that express opposition to China. Ms. Huang told Radio Free Asia that this day reminded them they had lost freedom because of the party. She added that this day is not worth celebrating because of the established evil regime. Freedom in many parts of the world is eroding. Ms. Huang said, I think to me this is a very horrible and evil regime. Meanwhile, Tibetans and Uyghurs denounced the regime's strict COVID pandemic prevention measures. According to Radio Free Asia, under China's COVID lockdown measures in the northern Xinjiang city of Guljia, at least 22 people died from starvation or a lack of medical care on September 15th. Government censors also deleted several videos that desperate Uyghurs shared on Chinese social media. At least 15 protests, marches, and other events broke out across the UK. They say no to the CCP and asked locals to join them by preventing infiltration and boycotting its products. Recently, the yuan dropped sharply. Chinese authorities, instead of taking responsibility, have blamed the United States for the weakening currency. According to Apollo News, the offshore yuan fell to 7.13 to the dollar on September 30th. It even slid to 7.25 per dollar on September 28th, the weakest level since 2008. Data from Reuters showed that the yuan has lost more than 11% to the dollar so far this year. The Chinese yuan is looking to set its biggest annual loss since 1994. The depreciation of the yuan came as China is facing numerous issues, both economically and diplomatically. According to an analysis from Chinese economist He Jianbing, the yuan is depreciating because the world's second-largest economy is declining. In fact, some major financial institutions such as Barclays have predicted that China's economy would grow below 3% this year. He added that the central banks of China and the United States are deviating from regular strategies. China is following an accommodative monetary policy to support its troubled economy, while the U.S. Federal Reserve is tightening its policy to fight inflation. He also pointed out some other reasons that the diplomatic relations between the Chinese regime and major powers have deteriorated. Foreign capital has been withdrawn from China, and the yuan has been overvalued for a long time. The economist predicted that yuan depreciation would be a trend for a long time. With the yuan weakening, the regime's state news agency Xinhua issued a comment on September 29th. It accused the U.S. of turning economic issues into political issues and using its dollar dominance to spread the crisis to other countries. Xinhua, a mouthpiece of the Chinese Communist Party, said that the aggressive rate hike by the Fed was a strategy chosen by the U.S. after thorough calculations. In fact, the U.S. economy remains strong, and the dollar has been appreciating against other major currencies. As a practice, China's state media has frequently sought to shift public opinion away from the internal issues. In an effort to underpin the yuan, China's central bank has asked its state-owned banks to prepare to sell dollars in offshore markets. Reuters reported that China's major state-owned banks were told to ask their offshore branches in Hong Kong, New York, and London to review their holdings of the offshore yuan and to be ready to take action. The purchase of the yuan and selling of the dollar could underpin the Chinese currency. According to the Financial Times, Moderna has turned down a request from the Chinese Communist Party, or CCP, to hand over its COVID-19 vaccine technology. Moderna has refused to give Beijing the recipe of its RNA vaccine know-how due to commercial and safety concerns. The newspaper cited sources saying that failure in negotiations in 2020 and 2021 meant it could not sell its vaccine in the China market. The Massachusetts-based pharmaceutical firm did not want to hand over the COVID-19 mRNA vaccine technology to a Chinese partner because of possible reputational risks if the local partner failed to follow the manufacturing process properly. The mRNA vaccine technology developed by Moderna and BioNTech Pfizer provides more effective and better protection than the inactivated vaccine technology used by Chinese pharma makers. Chinese pharma firms are struggling to develop an mRNA vaccine as the country faces multiple outbreaks. The Chinese Health Agency has not approved any foreign vaccine and relies only on local inactivated vaccine for mass vaccine shots in the country. The Financial Times reported that recently, Moderna has signaled that it's willing to renegotiate with China. This month, Moderna's chief medical officer Paul Burton said, "We would certainly be very eager to collaborate with China if they felt that there was a need for a vaccine there." The company told the Financial Times, "We are not currently engaged in supply talks with China. We are open to speaking with countries on their supply needs for COVID-19 vaccines." Industry insiders said the company's signal to discuss again with China is due to the weakening demand for mRNA vaccines in wealthier countries. The Chinese regime is known for requiring foreign companies to transfer their advanced technologies, intellectual property, or IP, and know-how to China to gain access to its vast market. According to the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission, this forced technology transfer is carried out using 6 methods: foreign direct investment, venture capital investment, joint ventures, licensing agreements, cyber espionage, and talent acquisition programs.